Hey guys, this is Izinobre again with another iPhone game review. This time I'm going to be showing you guys The Settlers. Let's just wait for the camera to focus there, or not. There we go. The Settlers on the... That's icon right there, of course. It's a real-time strategy game that dates back to the times of the Amiga back in 1993 or 4. Let me just boot this up here. Now again, because this is a 3GS, the game might run a little faster than on your device, so keep that in mind. There we go. Let me just turn the sound up back on here. So there's the title screen of The Settlers. It's published by Gameloft, and it was original by Blue Byte, which is your German company, and it was I think since 2002 or 3, it was acquired by Ubisoft, and they've been handling the franchise ever since. So The Settlers is a real-time strategy game, as I mentioned, but it's quite different. Let me just turn this down a little bit. It's a lot different from like your average Command & Conquer, Age of Empires, or Warcraft, because in The Settlers, the goal is to establish an economy and an infrastructure, more so than the combat. Combat is kind of an afterthought in The Settlers. So let me just boot up a mission here. Let's just start with okay. I've already unlocked all these. There's 4 campaigns for you to beat. Now, here's one thing that kind of irks me. This is the Roman campaign, 6 levels, right? The Viking campaign, 3 levels. Mayan, or Mayan, I don't really know how to pronounce that, 3 levels. And Dark Tribe is the biggest one. There's a whole bunch of levels. I don't know how many. So, even though they're saying there's 4 campaigns, it's not really, like, you can't call this a campaign, right? But that said, the levels are very long. It'll take you about 2 to 3 hours minimum to beat a level. It's a sprawling game, so expect to be playing this for a long time. Like, I'm gonna prove it to you here. I'm gonna load one of my save games. I'm not sure if you can read it there, but there's the time on the first one, 6 hours 18 minutes, and on the second one, which is an earlier save, 6 hours and 17 minutes. That's for one level. So, you know, multiply that by 6, which is the number of levels in the Roman campaign, and you have you got yourself a pretty long game. So let me load up a basic level so I can show you what it's all about. I'm going to load the level that I'm on right now. So there you go. It's pretty fast. There's some gibberish there, but I don't need to really pay attention to this because I'm just going to be showing you the basics of the gameplay. Oh, there's the map. It's showing me the objective. Okay. And I'll be done with that. Okay, here we go. So this is the main screen of The Settlers. You got a zoom slider here on the right hand side. It's pretty decent. If you double tap it, it goes back to the standard zoom. This is a mini map, and you can just scroll by holding your, tapping down, holding, and moving it around. Let's get this over with. The top is the items bar, I guess you can call it. It shows you what goods you have on your settlement, and then there's a full list. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff to keep track of, because like I said, Settlers is not so much about combat and warfare as it is about establishing an efficient and a self-sufficient infrastructure. So you see there, that's a good example to start. You see that the guy is chopping down a tree, and you can hear the effects, and it's very visually rich. You see them walking back to his little hut with the log, and he's going to drop it in front of his little hut, and somebody's going to pick that up and take it to a sawmill for the log to be transformed into boards for construction. Now, it doesn't seem like I have a sawmill, so let's build one. Here's the building. There we go. The build menu. So you have basic buildings, food buildings. What's the next one here? Metal buildings, military buildings, town buildings, and this is the eye-catcher buildings, which are like statues and stuff for decoration. So we go to the basic building menu, and we select where is the sawmill? Right here. It's a little hard to do this over the viewfinder, but bear with me. There you go. There's the sawmill. It requires 3 boards, 4 stones, 0 gold to build. And here it says, this is the sawmill. Here logs are turned into planks. So let's build this. Then the little dots on the ground indicate where it's going to be built. You want to build on the green dots because that means that it's going to be built faster. So that seems like a decent place. It's close enough to the woodcutter hut so that the logs won't take too long to be transported. So let's approve that, and there you go. So now, little guys with shovels will go in. Where are they? Should be here somewhere. These are all the goods in my settlement. They're just scattered around. And this is one of the things I appreciate about the series, is that you see everything that's happening. Like, you see there that they're carrying now rocks, or stones I should say, and boards to the building site, and now they're excavating it to level the ground there for the construction, right? So Now, because of this, like you can see how this is a lengthy game, right? So there's a skip button here on the top, and it skips a couple seconds ahead, and then they're further down the construction, and now they're done with the digging around part. So now as the builders, they're hammering things on, and you can hear all the sounds, and it's really cool. And now you see the structure being built from the ground up. First is just the skeleton, like the wooden skeleton, and they use the stones to cover that up, and the building is ready. Now remember, this is Sawmill, so I'm gonna need some guy to be, you know, cutting down the logs to make planks. So he's gonna need a saw, and I should see it's ready. There's a message window there. So okay, so it's ready, but there's nobody in. So this little guy, I believe this guy, he's gonna go over there, pick up a saw, go back to the sawmill, and start working. There he goes. And now he's gonna go back to the sawmill and then start working. Now, the moment he gets there, these guys are gonna get these logs right here that are being cut down by the woodcutter, and they're gonna take it over to the sawmill to be processed, and then they're gonna make boards for construction. Now that's the very basic level of see, there he goes. Now he's gonna go pick up the logs. Now this is just a very basic interaction between buildings. Now we have the woodcutter cutting down trees, and the sawmill turning the logs into planks. Now as you can see, there's a whole lot of other items that you need to harvest and refine, so to speak, right? So let's try another one here. Okay, for food, you need to feed the miners so they keep mining your ores, right? So let's try the grain farm. And remember, there's lots of ways to do this, but for food, I like doing the grain farm. So somebody, see the guys with the shovels will go and start digging up. So there's going to be a grain farm here. Now, the wheat on its own is nothing, so I also need where is it? Not vineyard, not bakery. Here we go. No, first I need a mill, because I need to grind there we go. So the mill is going to be right there, and now I'm going to build a bakery. So this is how this infrastructure is going to work. The farm will make wheat, which will be converted into flour by the mill, which will be made into bread in the bakery for the miners, right? But I also need water. Conveniently, there is a river right here, so I'm just going to go there and build a water worker's hut, which in previous version was just called a well. It needs to be close to this. So there you go. Now I have a little an infrastructure of food production right here in this little corner. So I'm just going to skip ahead so you can see, because this review is getting really long and YouTube doesn't like long videos. Okay, so they're building that, and okay, it's built almost. So they're still taking stuff around. Skip, skip, skip. Okay, there's the guy with the scythe. He's going to start planting stuff around. There's my mill's already ready, and okay, so when you get that chime, means the construction of bakery is now complete. I close this, and now all I need is water, and then you'll start seeing it happening. And let's skip, skip, skip. Come on. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, but there's buckets of water right in front of the bakery, right? So if you tap that, it'll tell you have 4 buckets of water, 0 flour in its output, and 0 bread so far. You need to combine 1 unit of each to get 1 unit as a result. So it's going to be a while, because you got a whole lot of messages here. Now it says the woodcutter can no longer find trees in his working area. Now you can do one of two things. You can transfer its working area somewhere else, or you can build a, where is it, forester's hut, and it's going to start planting trees all around. That way you're going to give your woodcutter work again. So this is just a basic overview of how this game works. Again, there's combat. There's my soldiers right there. You can select them by doing this. But combat is just an afterthought in this game. It's just like a very minor aspect of it. The real deal is establishing these chains of goods. So you see there, my farmer is harvesting some of the wheat, and it's going to be brought here. None has been brought yet, so I'll just skip ahead so you can see it happen. There you go. There's flour right there that this guy is carrying. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's a bag of flour. Now it's going to take it to there. Now there's the baker coming out, and he's going to put some put some breadsticks in the oven. There you go. See? And then he's going to bake them. There you go. And then you're going to get 1 unit of bread, which will be used as food by the miners. And this is just, like I said, one example. There's a lot of other things that you have to mine, and this is what Settlers is all about. I hope you guys like this.